Hey everybody, and let's see, it's Tuesday. Okay, yeah, yesterday was a weird day because we were off, but we went to work for part of the day. So I don't know what day it is, but anyhow, I guess it's Tuesday because here I am with you, just like old times, except I can't see you or hear you, but you can see me. Yay, so what are we gonna do today? Well, I have been on my feet all day long, and even with my new Vionic shoes, my feet and legs are killing me. Like, I could not wait to get my shoes off. So, I think we'll just do some hip openers today, because that's always good, right? Everybody loves some hip opening action. So let's see what the Magic Yoga Cube tells us to do. Hey, I love it that it bounces. It's so much fun. Oh, how appropriate, because that's what I was going to do. Can you see? Warrior 2. Alright, and that's a good hip opener. So, let's get started. Alright, so we're going to do our sun salutations first, and then we'll get into all the fun and get hippie with it. Bam, bam. I know, keep my day job, right? Alright, so let's come to our favorite wall, into mountain pose, bringing the feet to hip width apart or a little bit wider if you want. Arms down by your side, palms are open, relax your shoulders, and breathe. Just root your feet down into the mat. And I can tell you there's probably going to be some moaning on my part because, like I said, I've been on my feet all day, so here we go. On the inhale, taking the arms up, palms come together, interlace your fingers. On the exhale, we're going to bend to the left. Oh my goodness. Inhale back to center, and exhale, bend to the right. Inhale back to center, separate your hands, soften your knees, and fold forward. Oh, yeah. That feels so good. Oh goodness. Let your head lead you. On the inhale, rise back to standing. Hands come together into prayer. We're going to step to the wall, and Sasha is already starting, so warning. Extend your arms. On the exhale, we're going to come down. On the inhale, we're going to come up. And then we're going to inhale and take the left leg back. Oh, lengthening through the heel. Inhale, stepping up. And on your next inhale, take the right leg back. Oh my goodness. Inhale, coming back up. On the exhale, walking out into half down dog. Flatten your back. Inhale, coming back up. Push back from the wall. Just don't push yourself over. And then we'll inhale the arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, hands to the shins. Exhale, fold. And inhale, let your head lead you as you rise back to standing. On the inhale, sweeping the arms out to the side and up to the ceiling. Interlace your fingers. On the exhale, bending to the right. Oh goodness. Inhale back to center and exhale, bend to the left. Inhale back to center, separate your hands, soften your knees, and fold forward. Oh. Let your head lead you. On the inhale, rise back to standing, hands come together, and step to the wall, extend your arms. On the exhale, coming down. On the inhale, coming up. And inhale, take your right leg back. Miss Kelly has joined me. Oh, yeah. And inhale, stepping up. And on your next inhale, take your left leg back. Lengthen through that heel. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, we're going to walk out into half down dog. Inhale, come back up. Push back away from the wall. Inhale, taking your arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, hands to the shins. Exhale, fold. And inhale. Rise back to standing. Hands coming together into your heart into Anjali Mudra, prayer pose. Hey, Miss Kelly. I'm ready for yoga too. All right, so let's come back to the top of our mats. Coming back into mountain pose. Really rooting down your feet. And I may have to go get Sasha in a little bit. And she's actually been fairly good today. And she's taken naps both in the morning and in the afternoon. So I'm afraid she's probably got a whole lot of energy to burn. Which means I'm in for it tonight. I can hardly wait. Oh, goodness. Nice deep breaths. On your inhale, let's take the arms up, palms come together. Exhale, soft knees and fold forward. Bringing the hands either to the backs of your legs, to blocks, to the mat. You can stand in half standing forward bend if you prefer, with your hands to your shins. If you're in full Uttanasana, release your head. Breathe. This just feels so good. Oh my goodness. And of course, if you want to take hold of opposite elbows and hang heavy or sway side to side in pendulum pose, feel free to do so. If you don't want to do that, then just stay in your standing forward bend while I do that. Because it's my practice, and it's your practice. Oh gosh. Alright, so if you're in pendulum pose, come to a stop. We're going to bring the hands down to the mat. And on the inhale, we're going to take the left leg back. Turn that back foot to 45 degrees. Inhale and rise into Warrior Two, because that's what the Magic Yoga Cube told us to do. Ooh, I can't talk. Making sure that the right knee is stacked over that ankle. The arms are up level with one another. Breathe, and the body is at center. Whew. Like, I almost just couldn't even wait to get home and do yoga, because I kept thinking, this is going to make my legs feel so much better. And my feet. I like my new shoes, but I think I'm going to have to get a smaller size. Just saying. I'll have to talk to you about that later, Kelly. Nice deep breaths. Inhale, reversing the warrior, taking the right hand up to the sky. The left hand goes down the back leg. Looking up or down. Viparita Virabhadrasana. And we're going to inhale back up into Warrior Two. Straighten the front leg. On the exhale, we're going to hinge out over that leg, coming into triangle. Taking the left arm straight up. The right hand will be on the shin. You can have it to the floor or on a block, but you got to keep your chest open. So if you start to go down and the chest starts to go towards the floor, you're too far down. And try to keep your body kind of in a neutral configuration. So you don't want the buns sticking way out in the back, and you don't want the pelvis sticking way out in the front. Just kind of in mid-range. Inhale back up, release the arms. Let's shake the legs out a little bit. You do the hokey pokey and you, yeah. Then I feel like going roller skating. All right, let's take the legs out wide to a comfortable but challenging width. Outside edges of the feet are parallel. Inhale, we're going to bring the arms up. Exhale, we're just going to trace a line down the front of the body, nice and slow. If you need to bend your knees as you're descending into wide leg standing forward bend, go ahead and do so. And then we're going to walk the hands out in front of us until we're in a tabletop configuration, pushing into the palms to lift the back. We're really pushing into the back. Just breathing. Then we'll walk the hands back towards the legs. And on the exhale, we're going to take both hands over to the right leg. The left hand will go to the foot, the right hand to the back of the leg, and you can bend the knee a little bit if you need to, but you want to pull your torso towards the right leg. Yep, I can hear Sasha cranking up out there. And then exhale, we're going to go back through center and over to the left side. So now the right hand will be to the left foot and the left hand to the back of the leg. And again, if you need to bend that left knee a little bit, go ahead and do so. Keep the breath going. And then we'll exhale back to center. Let your head lead you on the inhale. Rise back to standing. Palms come together, hands into your heart. We're going to turn the left foot out to the back of the room. The right foot goes to 45 degrees. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, lunge into warrior two. That should hopefully stack that left knee correctly over your ankle. If it doesn't, then you can either back it up a little bit or move it forward. But remember, any adjustments you have to make in your stance, so in the width of it, you want to do with your back foot. Yeah. Breathe. The breath feels so good. On your next inhale, taking the left arm up, bringing the right hand down your back leg. You can look up or down. Interesting, I was looking up on the other side, but down on this side. Wonder what that says. I don't know, maybe nothing. And then we'll inhale back up into warrior two, straighten the front leg. On the exhale, hinging out into triangle. So once again, take your left hand wherever you're comfortable, but make sure your chest stays nice and open. Right hand goes straight up to the sky. Palm is open, full of energy. And we're breathing. Inhale, coming back up. Release the hands. Let's shake the legs out. Whew. Yeah. And then we'll bring the feet out wide, but this time we're going to turn the toes out, bringing the arms up. You know where we're going. We're going to squat down into goddess pose. Once you're there, if you want to rock it back and forth a little bit, feel free to do so. Rocking your goddess. Yeah. Whew. That starts to get into the thighs. Yeah. And then we'll come to a stop. Inhale, coming back up. Release. Yeah. Ooh. So for balance tonight, let's see. We're doing hip openers. You know, a balancing pose we have not done in a really long time, maybe not at all since I started doing these lives, is standing hand to big toe. So you've got a couple of ways you can do this. And some people can do it actually hand to big toe. You're going to start on a strong left leg, find your focal point. When you're ready, you can bend your right knee, grabbing your big toe of your right foot with the two first fingers of your right hand, and then you can extend the leg out. I have a hard time doing that because my legs are so long and my arms are not like quite as long. So for me, it's easier to find my focal point, get my standing leg really strong, and then I'm going to bend my right knee and grab under my thigh, and then open the leg up. Relax my shoulders. The other way you can do it is with your strap, if you want to do it that way. And of course, once we're in it, you have the option to open your leg up if you want to do so. Okay, so find your focal point, nice strong left leg, engage that thigh, get your breath. Whenever you're ready, you're either going to take your right thigh in your hands or your right big toe in your first two fingers or strap. And then we're going to inhale the leg out, relax the shoulders back. After a few breaths, if you want to swing the right leg out to the side, you got to keep your toe in your hand or in your fingers, but you can do it. And then whenever you want, you can bend your knee, release that leg, and switch to the other side. Just make sure that you've got your breath. Whew. Gotta turn that on. Then we'll engage a strong right thigh, and whichever way you want to do this, just open up. Breathe. You can also do this against the wall. We used to do this in wall yoga all the time. And whenever you're ready, release your hands, release your leg. Ah, had to turn the fan on, getting hot. Okay, Sasha's quiet for now, but I don't know how long that's going to last. Ken might have taken her in his office, I'm not sure. I'm not hearing any yelling yet, so who knows. All right, make sure I don't hit my hands in the ceiling fan. So let's inhale the arms up. I'm going to do it the short way. And then exhale, fold, bringing the hands down to the mat. Let's walk out into downward facing dog. Oh, yeah. Yeah. All right, soften your knees, get your hips up in the air, head between your arms. Make sure you've shifted your torso back toward your legs and breathe. Oh my goodness, this feels so good. Stretching out my calves. Oh yeah. All right, let's inhale, taking the left leg up, coming into our 3-leg down dog. Lengthen out, and then exhale. Bring that knee to the top of your mat. Oh, coming into pigeon. I gotta move the camera down. Oops, my bad. Y'all were like, where did she go? All right, I gotta go back into pigeon. So once you're in pigeon, there we go. Lengthen out the right leg behind you. Make sure you're on your left shin, not over on the hip. Always remember that if you need a block or a bolster to give your hip a little support, go ahead and do that, because sometimes people can't help but kind of going over to the side, and we don't want to do that. We want to keep the hips balanced out with the mat, so the hip pointers are balanced out. You can stay up on your palms, or you can come down onto stacked fist, or block, or bolster. I'm going to come down on the bolster for a few breaths. Oh yeah, she's cranking up. Okay, so while you guys stay in this, I'm going to come out of it real quick, and I'm going to go get Sasha, so keep breathing. What's the matter, baby? Oh, she got herself stuck. If I need to come get her, I will. Okay, Daddy's got her. I don't know how, but she managed to get herself across the room. Pretty good for a pup who can't use her back legs without assistance. Okay, so let's come back up onto the palms. Turn the toes of the back foot under. Moving back into your 3-leg down dog before setting that left foot down on the mat. Making sure your hands are in place. Inhale, taking the right leg up. Really stretch it out, lengthen. And exhale, bring that knee to the top of your mat. So now we're lengthening out the left leg. We're balanced on the right shin. And again, wherever you want to come to resting, and you can step on your palms if you want. I find that not so restful. Oh yeah. I just love me some pigeon. Ekapada or Jakapatasana. Yeah. Pigeon pose. Now I know not everybody can do pigeon. If your knees are jacked up, or you've got any kind of issues that keep you from doing this, then you're welcome to do whatever other pose you want, And that's true of anything that we do. If you can't do something today, or you can't do it ever, or you're working your way to it, pick something else. It's your practice. I'm not going to know what you're doing, so, well, I have little spies running around at everybody's house telling me what you're doing. I'm just kidding. Okay, let's come back up onto the palms. Turn the toes of the left foot under. Moving back into your 3-leg down dog. Oh, stretch. That feels so good. And then exhale that foot down to the mat. And then we're going to exhale down onto our knees. So if you need a blanket or something to cushion your knees, go ahead and get that. We're going to be on our knees for just a little bit. Let's do a little ruddy goose. So we're gonna come onto all fours. Make sure that your fingers are spread wide and your wrists are underneath your shoulders. And you wanna take your gaze off of your mat. So don't look straight down, look out in front of your mat because this is a balancing pose and we don't wanna lose our balance. Okay, so on your inhale, you're gonna take your left leg back to about hip height. You're going to flex that foot and then you're going to shift the left hip down. That should level out your hip pointers. So if I drew a line, they'd be level. You can stay right here, or you can inhale your right arm up. Palm is facing to the left. I know that's a lot of directions. And again, you can stay right here, or you can reach that hand back, grabbing your left foot, pushing the foot and the hand together, lifting the knee. Breathe. Oh, that feels good too. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, hand and knee down to the mat. Make sure that your gaze is still off of your mat. On your next inhale, taking your right leg back. Foot is flexed. Drop that right hip. So now your hips are balanced. Inhale, the left arm up. Palm is facing to the right. Breathe it out. And if you want to reach back and grab hold of your right foot, feel free. Whew. This just feels so good. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, hand and knee down to the mat. And we're going to grab a block. So we're going to take the block on the low side, put it on the right side of your mat. You're going to bring the left leg out at a 90-degree angle. Right hand down to the block, left hand reaches back, grabs the right foot, or you can use a strap. And then we're gonna pull that up towards your buns and open the chest to the left, coming into lizard. I love this pose so much. It just feels so good to me. Ooh, yeah. So of course, if you need a strap on to get your foot up, that's fine. And you don't have to bring it all the way into your butt luggage. You know, you can just kind of have it down there. Now we'll go ahead and release on the exhale and we're going to switch it out. So bring the block over to the left of the mat now. Bring the right leg out to 90 degrees. Reach back with the right hand, grab the left foot and pull it up and open to the right. And make sure that if your knee starts to splay out to the side, you move your foot towards the edge of the mat. Ah, my back just cracked. Yeah, baby. Feels so good. Like I knew it would. And then we'll exhale, release. Oh. All right. Get your block out of the way. So you can come now either into child's pose or happy puppy, whichever you prefer. So of course, child's pose, you're going to keep your toes together. Widen your knees out as much as you want. And hey, Brenda, rest your hips back towards your heels. And arms can be out in front or down by your side. If you're going to come into happy puppy, keep your buns in the air and melt it all down to the mat. Oh, yeah. Yeah. This just feels amazing. Keep breathing. And then we'll exhale, walk the hands back in. Okay. Have a good evening, Brenda. You can watch it later and do it. Let's come to seated. All right. We're going to take the legs out in front of us. Flexing the feet. Pull the buns out. Bring the hands down to the mat beside your hips. Pushing gently into the mat. Relaxing your shoulders as you sit up nice and straight. Breathe. So we sit in Dandasana, staff pose. So always remembering that if you need a little bit of space for your body as we go into seated forward bend, you can take your feet out to the width of the mat or anywhere in between the middle and the width. Always give your body space, because there's no use in trapping your body into a pose. You're not going to get the full benefit. If you give yourself some space when you need it, that's good, because then you can relax into the pose better. If you got to deal with, the girls or whatever, and they're getting in the way as you're going, and not you, Chris, of course, as you're going into the pose, you're not going to get the full stretch. So just remember that. All right, let's inhale the arms up, palms facing one another, lengthen coming out of the waist, and exhale, fold. Oh, yeah. All right, so once you're there, taking your hands to wherever you're comfortable, outside edges of the feet, shins, mat, use your strap. If you want, keep your back flat, your neck neutral, and breathe. Just feel that stretch of the whole back side of your body. Oh, goodness. But by keeping our backs as flat as we can, and of course I can see myself in the camera, so I can see how my back is rounded, but a lot of times we really round off and then we close ourselves off. So if we keep the back as flat as we can, even at the, I don't want to use the word sacrifice, but even if that means that we stay a little more upright than we might normally do, that's okay, because what we're doing is opening up the chest, taking the shoulders down the back, and that's a good thing. We don't want to close off. And that's something that I saw so many times in Yoga 101. People would come in and their posture is so bad and they carry so much emotion right here, and they would be like this in their seated forward bend, and I'm like, that's not good. So if you flatten the back and pull the shoulders down, that helps. And it doesn't matter that we're not touching our toes because we're getting a good stretch. And I always think try to project your chest toward your feet. So if you pull those shoulders back and open up the chest, then it's good. And then that kind of helps keep your neck neutral. And then we'll exhale and walk the hands back in. And let's do some ribbit. Let's do some frog pose. So I'm going to fold my blanket back up into thirds. So I'm going to get 2 blankets. I'm going to turn sideways on my mat. I'm going to take the blankets off of the mat. And I want, if you have the Mexican blankets, and that is what they're called, that have the fringe, you want the folded ends together and the fringe on the outside. I don't know why that really is, but that's the way we do it, so okay. So I'm going to move some other stuff out of the way here because I got all kinds of stuff down here. Then we're going to take one knee to each blanket. Keep your toes together initially, and I'm going to go out of camera range while we're doing this. And then you're going to come onto your palms. You're going to scoot your knees apart as wide as you want them to be. Now, at this point, you can keep your toes together or you can widen your legs out. I like to keep my toes together. That makes the stretch not quite as crazy. But if you want a deeper stretch, you can take your feet apart. Then you can stay on your palms. You can come down on the forearms. You can rest on stacked fists, blocks, or handy dandy bolster. And you guys, if you didn't get any props before we close the studio and you want some, just private message me and I'll hook you up with where you can get them. And you can get pretty much anything you want, so, at good prices. All right, so let's relax into this. Ribbit, ribbit. Gotta do that, man. And of course, if you don't use props, that's fine. You know, there's nothing that says that you have to. I just know a couple of people didn't think that they were going to need them, and now they found that they want them, and so they've messaged me about it. So, you know, just hit me up. I'm good. You know, I've always preached to you guys about using your props to help you in your poses, and I hope that y'all see that that wasn't a do as I say, not as I do, because obviously I use them all the time. I think they're very useful. Just breathe. And then at the end of your exhale, come back up onto your palms. Let's move off whatever you're using to prop on. Let's bring the knees back together. Bring the toes back together. Shake it out. Yeah. That felt good too. Okay, we're gonna come down onto our backs. So grab your strap, bring it along. Once you're down on your back, take a nice long stretch into your body. We haven't done that in a long time either. So take your legs out long, take your arms overhead, really tighten everything up on the inhale, just stretch. And on the exhale, release it all. Release a sigh through your mouth. Inhale, tighten everything up. And exhale, release it out. Oh, that felt really good. I don't know why I wasn't doing that before. Sometimes I get in a rut and I just start doing the same poses over and over, and I gotta stop that. All right, so let's bring the feet flat to the mat. And we're gonna take the arms out by the sides. So arms out to the side of your body. Cross your right leg over your left. And on the exhale, we're going to take the legs down to the left in cross-leg spinal twist. Make sure your shoulders stay flat to the mat. You can look up to the ceiling or over your right shoulder. That just extends the twist. Just breathe. See, this is just proof positive of when your body is super tired and you feel like, oh, I just don't want to do yoga today. That's when you should do it the most. Because right now, I'm feeling so much better than I was when I got home. I'm stretching everything out. Oh, yeah. And we'll inhale the knees back up, uncross the legs, and switch it out. Crossing the left leg over the right. On the exhale, twisting down to the right. Once again, flattening the shoulders and looking up to the ceiling or over your left shoulder. You know, it's not good for us to sit all day, but it's also not good for us to stand all day because it just wears you out. It wears out your legs and your feet, especially if you have foot problems like I do. So I try to do a combination of sitting and standing throughout the day. But today, I was just more on my feet than off. Oh, it's crazy. So this just feels amazing. Just open up the hips. Oh, then we'll inhale the knees back up, uncross the legs, bring the knees into your chest, where you can rock in cradle rock, or you can come into happy baby, whichever you prefer. Cradle rock, just having your ankles crossed, your hands to your knees. You can rock back and forth, or you can rock in circles. If you want to go into happy baby, you're going to bend your knees, take your feet up to the air, elbows in the middle, hands to the outside, either outside edges of the feet or grab your ankles or your shins, whatever you can get. Widen out the legs, and then if you want to rock, go ahead. That was another thing I saw all the time in 101. Everybody try and put their hands to the inside in happy baby and their elbows to the outside. It's the opposite. Elbows inside, hands outside. Yeah. It's funny how I would see the same, even though I would talk everybody through every single pose, I would see the same mistakes made in every session. And I was like, are we not listening? I don't know. I think sometimes you get excited in situations like that and you just don't necessarily hear things the way that you should until it's repeated over and over and over and over and over. So, I don't know. Just a thought. I have a lot of those. Not all of them good. Alright, let's come to a stop. Uncross the ankles, grab your strap, and take it around the balls of your feet. On the inhale, we're going to take the feet straight up into reverse pose, Viparita Karani. Feet are flexed. One end of the strap is in each hand. In my case, my elbows and my triceps are down on the mat. And that may not be true for everybody, but I'm just kind of relaxing there for a second. And then we're going to exhale, take the legs out wide on the strap. If you want to rock, feel free, because it feels so good. Oh my goodness. Yep. This feels yummy and amazing. And I know what's coming next is going to feel good as well. So we'll come to a stop, bring the feet back to the center of the strap. We're going to take the left leg down onto the mat, keep the right leg in the strap, both ends of the strap into the right hand, left arm out to the side of the body. On the exhale, we're going to take that leg down to the right. If it rests on the floor and you feel that your buns are caught under you, take your left foot flat, pick your buns up, set them back down, and then you can leave your left foot flat to the mat if you need some support for your back, or you can take the leg out onto the mat at that point. So reclining hand to big toe using a strap. If your right foot doesn't rest all the way on the floor, that's okay. You can hold it up by using your hand and your elbow on your mat. Whatever you want to do. And of course, you're welcome to do this pose with your first two fingers hooked into your big toe of your right foot. Most people can't do that just because their arms aren't long enough to do it, and that's why I use a strap. And then we're going to inhale the right leg up, switch the strap into your left hand, right arm goes out to the side, and the leg goes across to the left. Now in this case, you will support your leg with your elbow and your hand because I don't want you to take that leg all the way down to the floor, because for most people that's going to turn you too far to the left, and then you lose the stretch in your glute and your hip. So just prop that foot up because you want to keep your shoulders flat to the mat in this pose. Then we'll inhale that leg up, bring the left leg up into the strap, take the right leg down onto the mat, right hand goes back to the outside of the body again, and the left leg goes down to the side, whoops, to the left. And again, if you need to recenter your behind, take your right foot flat, lift your rear end, set it back down, and then you can extend the right leg, or you can keep it flat if you need some support for your back. That's up to you. Just breathe. Oh my goodness. Shoulders are flat. Then we'll inhale the left leg up, switch the strap to the right hand, left arm to the outside, and we're going to drop that leg over to the right now. Once again, you've got it propped up with your elbow and your hands on the end of the strap. Oh. I hope everybody gets as good a stretch out of this as I do, because this is just amazing. You know, I don't assume anymore what y'all get, because Kelly taught me several times that what I thought was going on was not going on with her. See, I learned a lot of stuff from y'all too. Then we'll inhale the leg back up, bend the knee, release the strap, and come into Shavasana. So grab whatever props you want and whatever things you need. Take your legs out to the width of the mat. Let the feet and ankles roll out to the side. Arms can be down by your side or resting on your belly. Close your eyes. Bring your breath back to its natural rhythm. And just rest. let's start to get some movement back into our bodies. Coming gently out of Shavasana. When you're ready, rolling to one side and resting for a breath or two before coming gently back to seated. Back into easy pose, Sukhasana. Bringing our hands together into Anjali Mudra. My final thought for the day is, the first step toward getting somewhere is to decide you're not going to stay where you are. Thank you for joining me in my practice tonight, and I hope you enjoyed your practice as well. Namaste. Thanks, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Love you guys.